What's up and welcome back. You guys love this stuff, so I'm going to try to keep this one short and show you an awesome and easy design effect that you can do with Kittl again. And it's an effect that I've used over and over. Probably 80 to 90% of my designs I've applied this effect, and it's helped me sell over 100,000 t-shirts on Amazon alone and another 50 or 60 or so on Etsy and some other platforms. But before we get into that, I just want to give a massive shout out to my Inner Circle members because we've raised over $600 now for Fragments of Hope Belize, who are basically stewards of the sea. They're committed to protecting, preserving, and even rehabilitating the Belize portion of the Mesoamerican Barrier Reef, which is the largest living barrier reef on the planet. Yes, there is a Great Barrier Reef out there in terms of the largest, but the Mesoamerican Barrier Reef that stretches all the way from Mexico down to Honduras is the largest living on the planet. So kudos to you guys for doing that. So how this works for donating is that I donate $1 for every single member every single month. And to date, we're up to $628, so massive thank you for that. And my membership is currently open right now, so you can get in, but we do have limited spots because we don't want to be onboarding anybody through Q4, right? So you guys know how it goes. It's nose to the grindstone kind of thing. And we got designs to make and shirts to sell, right? So that said, let's get into this Kittl thing here. The effect I'm talking about is a grunge effect here. So you can see this is a bestseller. It's got this stressing here, and we can tell that this is a grunge effect applied because the distressing on the N here and the E is different from each one, right? So it's not a font that they use that is just a distressed font like normally see. This is something that was applied after the fact. And in keeping with the reef theme and everything with the kind of high I'm on with this Fragments of Hope thing, because I'm excited that we've hit this number. I was looking at some of these, vintage classic kind of surf designs. This is an Etsy's pick here. 9 left and in 2 carts. You can use, I just want to see what they're doing here. Using Everbee, as you guys know. 148 sales, 76 months, was been around for a while. It sold a few times. I think they could do better with, centering this and blowing it up in the main listing photo here. But looking at some of this stuff, like I was checking out some of the surf stuff. Here's one. Bestseller over here, but we got one here. Popular now. Oh, it's a rodeo. That's not even applying. But if we looked at this one, you can see again, distressed. It's just an effect that I've used a lot, and it's a good effect to use with direct to garment because the nature of the print process with it is kind of prone to imperfections because it's not as thick as a screen print would be on a shirt. The way the inks are laid, it comes out of a print head like a desktop printer, but for t-shirts, right, or for garments. So it's not as thickly laid as if you were going to use a squeegee and kind of spread that onto a different substrate or a different material. So they are prone to having these imperfections or these, slight cracking after, repeated use out of it. So distressing the design is going to kind of give it a vintage worn look, and you'll be less likely to notice imperfections that accrue over time, right? Or that kind of evolve and get a little bit worse. It kind of immediately gives it that worn look. So looking at this, we've got 16 sales, been around for a while, and you can see at a glance here, this is the update to the Everbee Chrome extension. So if you haven't updated it, you can go ahead and update it, and this just shows up immediately over top of the listing, and you can just click here to add to favorites so that when you're in Everbee you can pull up your favorites at a glance. But I just wanted to do, see what these are selling for here. So she's got $32.75 black. This is what I'm talking about, somebody who's actually pricing correctly here, right? So we set an option, say XL, 2XL, they're going up, so an XL. And then if we look down here, cost to ship to the States, $4.75. It looks like they're using the comfort colors, I believe, nice and thick. Yep, unisex garment dyed comfort colors t-shirt. So in Printify here, I just pulled up the unisex garment dyed t-shirt. It's the comfort colors 1717. If I go to choose manually here and went down to, I believe Monster would be the most economical. Swift Pod is a nickel cheaper, but they're slightly longer production time. Doesn't really matter here. I just want to see what we're pricing these at. So a black comfort colors shirt is $11.35, and the shipping, standard shipping, $4.75. So if we go back to hover over here, Etsy calculator, we got our price, we got the 15% off. I'll just put that in there. We know the cost of our item, $11.35, and this is no brainer, folks. You're saving $3.34. Quick math there, versus not using Printify Premium. So you work out to 10 shirts a month would get you that money back. But I do have a link down below for a free 30-day trial of Printify Premium anyway. So check that out. $11.35 and the $4.75 here. 1135, $4.75. and they're looking at a 39.97 for a net profit of $13.09 after all fees associated, and that's with running a sale. Those are numbers I like. If we got rid of that, you know, you're upwards of almost 47.5, almost 48% profit for $18.32 profit US dollars for a massively popular t-shirt. The Comfort Colors t-shirt actually is selling so much so that people are actively searching for the brand name Comfort Colors, which coincidentally you can use their brand name. According to Printify's documentation on this, which I assume comes from Comfort Colors, you can use the Comfort Colors brand name in your listing title as long as you do not use any of the TM or the R with the circle in it, which stands for trademark or registered trademark is the R with the circle. So in keeping with the surf kind of vibe, the oceanic vibe from the start of the video, I'm just going to come in here and look up t-shirts. You can just hover over here on templates, come down to t-shirts, and then we can just type in, for example, surf. And I do have a link for a free trial and 25% off link actually, which will give you up to $72 off on an annual subscription. So check that out below. Looking here for something that I might be able to use. This is kind of cute. Surf Sisterhood Beach Club. Let's open that one up. Use this design. And I actually feel like there's a missed opportunity here. The social club element is super hot. So I saw this. I'm thinking, you know, Surf Sisterhood Social Club could have been, yeah, definitely a missed opportunity. If we look, I searched in social club shirts here. I just wanted to see what was going on. And right away, you got your popular now, you got your bestseller. I scrolled down, so I didn't click on this, you know, ad, this person's ad, but I pulled up this Dirty 30 here. And, you know, looking at it, it's a bestseller. We can come over here. You can see instantly at a glance, you've got 86 sales monthly. You've got 281 total sales. I'm just going to click on this so we can see what kind of numbers it has been doing very recently here. It's sold 282 times. It's only 3 months old and it's done over $3,000 in revenue. This is kind of nuts, right? So, you know, a decent conversion rate. I like to see upwards of 3 or 4%. I think I'm currently on pace for about 5% in my shop actually, but that's a testament to, you know, being a niche market and having repeat customers as opposed to just kind of doing the spray and pray thing that is, you know, just throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks in a general store with thousands of designs, right? But anyway, I digress. It's in 20 plus carts. They're doing a killer job here. And the effect that I'm going to show you how to do really quickly and simply is a grunge effect. And literally, I mean, it's a Dirty 30 birthday shirt. I'm thinking Dirty Martini here, you know, missed opportunity on the martini glass. Also, if it had some grit and grime on it, it would look a little dirtier, right? Like dirty it up, personify the word pretty much, right? Like I said, missed opportunity here. I think I would just make this social club for good measure. And you know, you could tweak the design to make it look a little more formal, like this social club thing that you got the arcing font, then an image, and then the text horizontal underneath it. But all that aside, if we wanted to dirty it up, you could just come down here into textures, click on this, it'll pop open a window here. You can just pick any one of these textures. So we can come over to show all, and you've got some kind of grunge textures here. You know, there's a whole slew of them. But I mean, if we're looking at this, you got like this older, old school vibe, right? Like 70s, latest, maybe 50s and 60s even, kind of with the font here and the color palette. So those shirts would have been screen printed back in the day, and they would have cracked something more like what we see here. So we can just click on any one of these. You can see that it just applied this kind of overlay of this texture. So if we had this off-white shirt, this cream colored shirt here, what's the color here? Ivory. So it's the Comfort Colors Ivory shirt. You can see that it's kind of applied this across the background and everything too, right? That's because by default, it chooses color burn and it uses the opposite effect of the color of the background. We don't need to do that. All you have to do is come down here, all the way down to Alpha Mask. We zoom in here, you can sort of see the checkerboard in the background. So it just kind of deletes it from that image, but we still don't want this all over the background as well, right? We want to be able to download this without that background. So all you have to do, and I'm going to zoom in this so you can see it, like if we were to pick, for example, a darker red shirt, so you see how it's got this kind of whiteness to it. If we just clicked this toggle switch here to clip content, now you can see the red showing through the design. And this is what I keep saying when I'm saying Kittl's making things easier. This is way easier to do now in Kittl than it was, you know, in Photoshop when you had to overlay these texts, flatten the image, select the different color distressing you put on, and then delete that from the flattened image to have your PNG with stuff showing through, or doing the clipping mask in Illustrator. This has just become so much easier. And now, you know, if we had the background color, for example, we can just slide this along. You got the blue showing through, you've got the lighter muted blue. You could even go a little lighter so it's kind of off with the color here, but this would be a cool color shirt. What colors do we have similar? We've got the light green down here. Oh, here we go. Chalky mint would look cool. Got some kind of lagoon blue would look cool. Island reef. So you got these bluey greens, right? We could come something like this, the bluey greens, go a little lighter. These minty colors, they all look really cool. They all look really surfy. But again, if we were a little darker, you can actually see the color of the shirt showing through. And then we would just come over here to download, and we would make this the 4500 if you didn't already pick the merch by Amazon default, 300 DPI. Click remove background, optimize quality, and then download it. And then that's all it is. It's going to be downloaded with this stuff missing from the background. And I'll just make this a black background so you can see when I bring in the design here. You can see it uploading here. We're just dragging and dropping. And again, it's Jay's Way YT for that 25% off coupon for Kittl. And there it is. It shows up down here, but we can also see it here. You can see my dog there. But I can blow this up and we can look at it here. You can see the black showing through in the background. So that's all there is to it. But that's it for this one. Let me know down below in the comments, please, if there's any other tips and tricks you want to learn. Give me a like and sub, and we'll see you in the next one.